All right, for this lesson, we're going to talk about specifically about products. On the left side, we're going to go to the products and then we're going to click new products. And this will show you all the different types of products you can create. Currently, there's only 5 for the products and then there's 3 for the services. For every product that you create, whether a product or a service, you're going to have to give it a name and then give it a price. It doesn't actually have to have a value to it. It could be $0, which means it could be a free product. And generally, free products are used as lead magnets. And lead magnets are used to grow your audience, which helps you to grow your email list. So if you want to offer free products to grow your audience and grow your email list, you could go ahead and make it 0. But if the product is paid, just go ahead and put the price of the product right here. So from the 5 different options of products, just about everything can get created with a digital product, which are things you could sell like links, which are links to like files, links to Google Documents, links to websites, links to templates like Framer templates, Notion templates, or other types of products. You could also sell videos, files, audios, and other stuff that you could link to your audience. The other product would be courses or tutorials. So this could be something where you sell a single lesson where you teach people whatever the course material might be. Like let's say if you're a fitness instructor and you're just teaching a single lesson, you could just teach a single lesson here. Or you could teach a whole course which is a bunch of different lessons stringed together. You could also sell ebooks, which will be a direct file link, or you could go ahead and write the entire ebook on Gumroad and people will access that guide right here on Gumroad. You can also sell memberships. Which will be things like subscriptions to say your newsletter or a community or other things like that where you share exclusive content only to members. Then you can offer bundled products, which are basically, let's say you create 2 digital products, you can bundle them up into one paid product. Now you got 3 services. This is for commissions. You could sell custom services. You could ask up to 50% deposit up front. You could ask for 50% upon completion. For commission, this could be great for, selling services. Let's say you're a website designer and in order for a customer to acquire you, to book you, they have to pay a deposit up front. Once they pay the deposit, then you could go ahead and start working on the project. And upon completion, they can pay the remaining balance. That's one example of services through commission. The other one are calls. These ones are offer scheduled calls with your customers. You could do like say coaching calls, consultations, video calls, whatever it might be that you want to offer over a video call, either a live conference video call or maybe just a phone call. You could offer that right here. And then you got your coffee. It's kind of like those buy me a coffee type of things where people support you. It's almost like donations, so you could boost your support and accept tips from customers. So let's say you offer a blog post, you write a blog post, and rather than selling a subscription, you give the option that people can pay you, a tip, like buying you a coffee for the content that you provide them. So we're going to start right here with the digital product. We're going to go ahead and give it a name, example 1. We'll go ahead and give it a price. We'll say $10. So let's go ahead and customize this product. Now you got several options. You got multiple options to edit the description for this product. You could use text, just regular text, different headers, bulleted list, numbered lists. You could use a code block. You could also make your words bold, italicized, and underlined. You could strike through words. You could quote. You could insert links. You could insert images. You could insert videos, which are going to be embedded videos. These are generally YouTube embedded videos. You could also insert audio, and then you can insert buttons, Twitter posts, dividers, upsells, and reviews. All of this will be in the description right here. So let's say we want to sell a guide for hiking Yosemite. Yosemite hiking guide. So let's say we want to sell them a guide. Get the guide for hiking Yosemite National Park. So now we're going to sell them a guide. And right here we wrote in large font the header for the description. And let's just write some general description. Learn how to hike all the trails in Yosemite National Park with this guide. It covers each trail in detail, describing. And now we'll go ahead and use a bulleted list. I'll just go ahead and hit the dash. Trails, vegetation, animals, birds, geology, etc. All right, so now we got a bulleted list. But I'm gonna go, let's say, what if I wanted to make this one stand out? We'll make that bold. We could underline that one. And let's say I wanted to add a video right here. I give a full description of what they're gonna get in the guide. You know, this is a very minimal example right here. But now we want to provide a video just to, provide more details as to what they get in this guide. Now I'm gonna plug in a random video. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and link my YouTube video right here. So if I paste it, nothing's gonna happen. But if I come up here to insert a video, I'm gonna go ahead and insert the link right there. And now the video is gonna pop up. So obviously this is not for Yosemite. It's just an example of a video you could upload. So now we got a video that's going to actually describe more of the guide. This is going to help me to sell the guide even easier, because some people prefer, while some people do prefer to just read the description, others prefer a video demonstration or a description of the product. And if I wanted to, I could insert an audio, kind of like a podcast or something. You could make it like a trailer or a sneak preview or a first episode free, just to kind of tease what the podcast would be like. So now let's say this was our complete design for the landing page. Now we're going to go ahead and put an image up top for the cover image. We're going to go to computer files. We're going to find a picture. Let's go to Joshua Tree just to keep it more or less all the same. Let's get that cover image I had. All right, so it's loading, and now we got our cover image up here. Joshua Tree National Park, the most beautiful desert in California. I suppose we could change this. Let's say Yosemite National Park. Let's say Joshua Tree National Park. Joshua Tree Hiking Guide. There you go. Now it all matches. It makes more sense. So we got our cover image. We have our title right here. We also have our price, $10 for this product. And we got the description with a video included as part of the description. So now let's go down here to the thumbnails, and we're going to want to add a thumbnail that is a square image. It has to be at least 600 by 600 pixels. I don't have a square image for this one, so we'll go ahead and skip it, but just upload a thumbnail that is a square image. That way it fits best. You can see my thumbnail, which is a landscape image, does not completely fill this block right here. Once you upload a thumbnail, we'll go to the product information, and this is your call to action button, which will be right here on the right side. And they could either say, I want this, buy this, or pay. We'll just leave it at that. I want this. On summary, this is what you're going to write. You don't have to put anything there, but it does help the buyer, but it does help the customer to understand what they're getting. So let's just say you will get a PDF guide to download after purchase. And everything I wrote right there on the summary will pop up on the right side right here. You will get a PDF guide to download after purchase. Now let's go to additional details. If you want to add additional details, let's say we do want to add some details. You will get a second guide for trails, $10 value. You will get a third guide for, let's say, geology, $10. And all of those additional details you can see that are showing up just below the summary right here. And if you want to add more details, just go ahead and click add details, but you don't have to add anything if you don't want to. The next step is integrations. Integrations would be to invite your customers to your Gumroad community, to your Circle community, or your Discord server. Basically, you want to integrate something where your customers can go to one of your communities on Discord, on Circle, or Gumroad. For this product, let's say I want to send them to Discord. I'm going to go ahead and connect my Discord right here. Let's say I want to send them to a Circle community. Circle is going to provide you an API token, which you type in right here, or you could just paste it and then just load the community. Or you could use Gumroad and invite your customers to a Gumroad community that Gumroad provides. And once you offer a community, it'll show up on the left side, on the tabs on the left side. So we'll go ahead and untoggle that one. Now on the pricing, it was at $10. If you change your mind, you want to reduce the price or increase the price, you could go ahead and do so right here. Let's say I change my mind, I want to change it to $20. I can make it 20. I can make it 5 or 0. Free products require a pay what they want price. So let's say it's $10. We're going to leave it right there. And you could allow your customers to pay what they want. So even though the product is priced at $10, you could also give your customers the option to pay a different amount. I personally don't use this, but for some people this strategy works. We'll just go ahead and untoggle that one. You could also allow customers to pay in installments. So you could do 2 equal monthly payments. So it'll be 2 payments of $5 each. You could do 4 payment installments. I don't know how many this could go up to, 100 payment installments. So you could do equal monthly payments. Let's say if you're selling $1,000 course and most people just can't afford it, right? A lot of people wouldn't be able to afford it, but they would want it. One way to make it easier for some of those customers to buy your course or say your high ticket priced items, you could allow your customers to pay in installments. That way they could afford to pay it over time and still get the guide or the course or whatever it is you're selling in an affordable way. So we'll go back to $10. Now in versions, you could offer variations of this product. So let's say you have a regular guide, but if people want to pay more, they could get a premium version of this guide. You could go ahead and add a version. Let's just say premium guide, just to keep it general and simple. you will get exclusive trail information. And then you could add more description to it if you want. And right here on the right side, you can see that a premium option opened up. Let's go ahead and preview this now, just to make it easier to see. So this product is not currently for sale, but we have a premium guide. You will get exclusive trail information. So let's go back. The premium guide, let's say it's going to be $20. We're going to make another one and call it the basic guide. Get all trail information. Fundamentals. This is going to be $10. We're going to move this up. Close drawer. And slide this up. So now we have a basic guide and we have a premium guide. Now if we go back to the preview, you're going to see that you have two options, a basic guide and a premium guide. And what I just noticed is that this is not $10. This is $20. The other one is $30. And that's because right here, additional amount. The product is priced at $10. If they get the basic guide, it's an extra $10. The premium guide is an extra $20. So let's say it's not an extra amount for that one, and it's $10 more for the premium. Now that's going to reflect right here on the right side, $10 for the basic guide and $20 for the premium guide. You could set the number of purchases. So let's say you only wanted to distribute a certain amount. You could put a certain amount right there. Let's say only 100 of these guides are available. Maybe only 10 guides are available. One guide is available, or an infinite amount is available. I prefer to leave it at an infinite, but you have that option to change it. The next thing is the settings. You could limit the product sales. So let's say you're selling a guide and you only want to sell 100 of these guides. Go ahead and toggle this on and just write 100 guides available. And then after 100 sales, it's gonna go ahead and remove this product so it can no longer be purchased. You could allow customers to choose a quantity. So if they wanted to buy multiple guides, they could buy more than one guide if they wanted to. And you can see the quantity shows up right here on the right side. Hide sold out versions. So you could show all your versions and you could hide the ones that are already sold out. So let's say you want to sell 100 basic guides and 100 premium guides. Let's say all your basic guides are sold and all that's left is your premium guides. The basic guide option will now be hidden if you toggle this on. And that's what that means. Publicly show the number of sales on your product page. So this will show for every sale you've made, that number will accrue right here, 0 sales. So we'll go ahead and preview this page. And now you can see it says 0 sales. So if you want to show the number of sales publicly, you could toggle this on right here. You could mark this product as an e-publication for VAT purposes. You could learn more about that right there. I never toggled this on. I don't sell no e-publications. You could specify a refund policy for this product. So in the case that somebody actually wants a refund for your product, you could set up a policy like a 30-day money-back guarantee, 7-day, 14-day, 6 months, or no refunds allowed. And then on the fine print, you could write the fine print details as of, why there is no refunds, or the rules for a 30-day money-back guarantee. It gives you the chance to create a refund policy for this specific product. Now, let's say this was a physical product and you're going to ship something like, let's say, a magazine or a book or a coffee mug or some merchandise. You could go ahead and require shipping information because you need shipping information like their address. That way you could ship them, let's say, that coffee mug or a sweater. Now you have the address and you could ship it to their address. So you require shipping information. Custom domain. The custom domain is in case you don't want to use the regular Gumroad domain, and that's going to be shown up here. This is going to be the URL that people see. For my example, it says californianomad.gumroad.com, and then this little additional text right there. But if you want to change that URL, just go ahead and go to custom domain, and then you could link to your personal domain. In order to do that, you could learn more about it right here, and then just create your own custom domain. But you don't need to do this. Normally, you could just leave it with your Gumroad domain and just use that URL that they provide. So once we're done, we're going to go ahead and click save and continue. And automatically, we're going to go from the product tab to the content tab. The content tab is basically like a thank you page. Is information that is given or provided after a purchase. So let's say they make the purchase, they bought the guide. Here goes your guide here. And I could either insert a file. Let's go ahead and upload a file. So we're going to click this one right here to upload a file. You could either upload an image, upload computer files, or upload Dropbox files. I personally don't use Dropbox, so it's going to have to be one of these two. And let's say we want to embed some media. Either embed a YouTube video, we could embed a link, or we could upload something ourselves. Let's say we want to give them a picture of this really nice art rock. So let's say we're selling them some images. Here's the image for them to download. Now let's say we wanted a link or insert media. Let's say we want to provide a private YouTube video. So we're going to go ahead and insert it. And now they have access to this video. And let's say only customers that made the purchase will be able to access this video. And here it is. Okay, now let's say we want to just link to something. Let's say a Notion template. It could be the same thing as a Notion template, a Framer template, a Google document, maybe a Google slide or something, some spreadsheets. You just want to give them a link so they can access something. We'll go ahead and insert the link. Get the video here. This is the YouTube video link. And now you can see it's a text that's underlined, and when they click that, it's going to send them to this YouTube video on YouTube. The next option, we'll go ahead and go to insert. You could insert a button. I think this looks better here. Get the video here. And now instead of text, there's an actual button, which is easier for the customer to see. If you're going to give them a link, I personally think that the button would be a much better option to put here instead of an underlined text. Now let's say we want to insert something else. We want to put a divider. You could divide information on the top and then put more information in the bottom just to give it a separation, a visual separation. You could go put, let's see, input. You could put a short answer, a long answer. What these are, let's say, what do I do if I run out of water? They could fill out a questionnaire right here. So they could put a short answer right here. They could put a short answer right here. Or if you want to, you could have chosen a long answer. And they could put much more description or details. Another option would be to put a list of your previous posts. Let's say blog posts, because you can write blog posts with Gumroad. So you could provide a list of those posts. You could provide a license key. This is usually for software. If you want to provide a license key to your software to access your software, you could use this option here. If you want to embed a Twitter post, we'll go ahead and find a Twitter post. So now let's say we're going to go to my profile and we wanted to upload one of my recent posts. We're going to embed the URL right here, insert. Now it's loading and there it is. Now they have a link to my Twitter post right here. Another thing would be to upsell. So let's say we want to upsell one of the products we already have created. And let's say I wanted to sell them the premium guide and I wanted to give them a discount. You could add a discount to the offered product. And I want to offer them a 10% discount. Once you set your percentage off or a fixed amount, you could insert that right here and it shows an upsell. So now once they get to this landing page or the thank you page, they could see this upsell offer right there. And it shows the original price is $20. The discounted price is $18. The next thing you could add is review. I currently don't have no reviews with text or video yet. But once you have reviews, you could start putting reviews right here. Start embedding it on your thank you page. And that's it. Once you're done creating your page, your thank you page, providing whatever it is, the whole point of this page is to provide the instructions or material that you promised on the landing page. It's basically what your customer came and purchased. So if they purchased access to your video, make sure you provide the access to the video. If they purchased an image, make sure you provide the files to those images or those audios. If they purchase, access to certain posts, then you make sure you include the link to those posts. Whatever it is that you're selling and you promised to the customer, make sure that it's on this page. And if you want to, if all it was a text description, like let's say a lesson on writing, and all you need to do is, sell them a guide that is in writing, just go ahead and do it right here. Write all the information on this page for your customer to access. Lessons, guides, material, etc. Once you're done, we're gonna go ahead and publish and continue. You must add titles to all of your inputs. So we're gonna go ahead and put a title just to move on. Now this product is published. So this is exactly what it's gonna look like, and we could preview this. So we got the price of the product, we got the name of the product, we got the call to action. I want this. This is our cover image for the product. Once again, the title for our product. This is our store name. And now these are the two guides they can buy, either the basic guide or the premium guide. There's a description. There's a video for the description. Now let's say a customer wants what you're offering right here. They're going to go ahead and click I want this. And now it's going to show everything that they got in their checkout. So this is exactly what they're going to see. And since I didn't put a thumbnail, it's just going to put a general, Gumroad's going to put its general picture right here. And this is where the customer will fill out all the details. Now let's go back. This is our one product. Now we're going to go back to products. So we created a digital product. Now let's say we wanted to create a course. We'll give it a course example. We're going to give it a price, let's say $10. Go ahead and select course or tutorial and click next, customize. Now this is going to be very similar to just creating a regular digital product. So we're going to just go ahead and create something simple. Get the course here. We're going to provide an image. Let's call it get the hiking course. hiking course example. So let's say it's a hiking course. We got an image of, Joshua Tree, just kind of to go with the idea of we're providing a course about hiking. So now we got the URL for this product. You got the cover image. So let's go ahead and give this product a cover image. We're going to upload a computer file. Same thing. Personally, it wouldn't be an image like this. It would be more, a picture of a guide of what they're going to get, or a course, what the course looks like. But these are just examples. So this is an example cover image you could put on the top. This is the title right here. Just below the cover image, the price, the name of your store or website, and then the description. So now that we have a cover image, yeah, we'll just go ahead and leave the thumbnail empty for now. But if you have a square image that is at least 600 by 600 or larger, you could go ahead and upload that file right there. We'll make the call to action, buy this. Summary, you will get 5 lessons on hiking national park trails. So now that description, that summary description, is going to go right here on the right side, a little bit below the cover image. If you want to add additional details, go ahead and click add details. Integrations. If you want to invite your customers to a Gumroad community or a Circle community or a Discord server, you could go ahead and toggle that on with one of these on the left side. So you'll go ahead and put your API token for Circle or connect to Discord. Here goes the price to the course. Let's say this course is only $10. You could allow customers to pay what they want or allow customers to pay in installments. For this one, we're just going to leave it at a flat $10. There's not going to be no additional versions. It's just one version. And these settings, you don't have to toggle anything on. You could just leave it as it is. And then custom domain. We don't need no custom domain. We'll just go with a general one. We'll just go with a general domain that We'll just go with the general URL that Gumroad provides us, and that's going to be up here. URL, there it is. So now let's say you're done creating your whole landing page for your course. Your course landing page should look a lot more descriptive than this. This is just a very bland example just to move on to the course material. But once you're done, we'll go ahead and save and continue. And now we're going to go to the content tab automatically. Now in this content tab, you could either link them to a course that is hosted somewhere else, or you could host the course right here. So we're going to create a page, let's say page or lesson 1. We're going to add another page, lesson 2, another page, lesson 3. And we'll just use these 3 pages. So let's say lesson 1, how to hike desert trails. Lesson 2, how to hike mountain trails. Lesson 3, how to hike forest trails. So let's say I had 3 lessons. One is about forest trails, one about mountain trails, and one about desert trails. Now let's say I wanted to provide some images right here. Let's go ahead and insert an image, upload a file. We're going to upload a picture. How to hike desert trails. I'm going to write all my course material right here. Very detailed explanation of everything in this lesson. Once you complete this lesson, move on to lesson 2. So let's say this is the whole course material. You're going to host your entire lesson right here on this one page. And once they're done, they could move on to lesson 2. And this will be a whole nother page. Let's say for this lesson, they're going to watch a video, or actually it's going to be a Twitter post. Let's go back to my YouTube video. We're going to share this, copy, go back to Gumroad. And now we want to insert, or let me see, embed media, the YouTube video. And now they could watch a video lesson. So this could be lesson 2. It could be a video lesson now. Let's say I want to upload a video that's not hosted on YouTube. Let's say I just want to provide a different video, and now it's uploading that video file. So that way when people come to read lesson 3, they can see that it's a video and it's not found on YouTube, but they could still access it right here. It's getting a little cold up here. Set it 66 degrees. So now they could see this video as, part of the course as lesson 3. And as you could add as many pages as you want to create a very extensive course or a really short course, like this example, just a 3-lesson course or multiple or many more lessons. And that's all you have to do is to create a course. Just go ahead and create another page, either by clicking this plus page right here on the top or clicking add another page right here on the tab on the left side. And once you're complete, once you're done, go ahead and save changes. And now we're gonna publish and continue. Now this course is available. So if people wanted to come and buy this course, this is exactly what they would see. Watch link provided after purchase. You will get 5 lessons on hiking national park trails. So okay, let's say they want this. They're gonna buy this. I'm gonna remove this one from the previous example. And they're gonna get this hiking course. And they just fill in all their details right here on the side. Now, let's say you want to go back and update this course. You could just always come back to this product. Let's say we're on the products page. We go to hiking course example, the content, and you could change the content on these lessons at any time you want. And just keep in mind, all the changes you make to this course, it will reflect on all the previous customers. So if customers have previously purchased this product and then you make changes in the future, those customers will get those updates. We're going to go to the left side on the products, create a new product, and then click on ebook. Once you have that selected, we'll go ahead and give it a name, ebook example. Give it a price. Let's say you want to charge $10. And now we'll click next and customize. So now this is going to be the same like all the other products. It's just going to have a cover image, your title, your price, and then the description. So let's say get the hiking ebook today. Joshua Tree hiking ebook. Let's say learn about the desert. Let's see if I spell this right. Tortoise. There you go. Learn about the desert tortoise. So let's say the ebook is about the desert turtle. Now we're going to go ahead and upload our cover image, upload a computer file. Now I am going a little bit fast, but I already covered a lot of this material in the previous 2 lessons, so it should already kind of make sense as what we're going to do. I don't think I have a picture of a turtle, so we'll just put a picture of a bird, the desert bird. Get the bird ebook today. So now we got our cover image. We got our title, Joshua Tree birding ebook. Now we could upload a thumbnail. I don't have a square image, but if you have a square image, go ahead and upload that thumbnail. For the call to action, you could choose any one of these three. We'll go ahead and click buy this. You will get an ebook after purchase. So on the summary, we're letting them know after they purchase this product, they will get an ebook. Pages. Additional details. I don't want to add no additional details. Integrations. We don't want to invite them to a community. There is no community to invite. But if you do have a community you want to invite them to, just go ahead and toggle one of these options of Discord, Circle, or Gumroad. Here is the pricing. We're going to leave it at $10 for the ebook. There is only one version for this ebook, so we're going to leave it at one version. The settings, we'll leave it as they are. We don't need to change anything. And the domain, the custom domain, we don't need to change that. We'll leave it as it is. Now let's go back to the top. We're going to save and continue. And now we could create our ebook. Just like the course material where you could create pages. Let's say page 1. Bluebird. Page 2. Redbird. Page 3. Greenbird. Page 4. Whitebird. Let's say we have 4 different pages and we're going to talk about the bluebird. And just to give a full description, I'm going to just have AI give me some general information about, a type of bluebird, a type of redbird, a type of greenbird, and a type of whitebird. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out on the side, and then you can see what it looks like completed and give you a better idea of what an ebook will look like on Gumroad. All right, so now that I completed each one of the lessons, this is just an example of what the courses could look like, or sorry, what the ebook could look like. So let's say for page 1, it says lesson 1, but we'll say page 1 is all about bluebirds. You gave an introduction to the bluebirds, the type of bluebird it is, and then some more information, and this is page 1. And then you could add more pages. So let's say we went to page 2. This is what they will see. The next page. Page 3, greenbirds. Page 4, whitebirds. Now, obviously, this is a general example. It's going to be about birds. It could honestly be about anything. It just depends what you're creating your ebook about. I just wanted you to see what it would look like. So let's say we're going to go ahead and click Save Changes. We're going to go to Product. I want you to see what this would look like once people actually purchase this. So let's make this a free product. So we're going to test this product for free. Save and continue. We're going to publish this ebook. And now what we want to do is actually test purchase this product. So let's go ahead and go to preview. We're going to say we want to buy this product. So let's say buy this. You must input an amount. 0. We're going to put 0. We want to just test this. Hiking course example, remove that one. Add a tip, 0 tip. And now let's get this product. Verifying you are human. This may take a few seconds. So now this is exactly what your customers will see once they purchase this ebook. So this is the lessons that we created. And as you can see on the bottom, they could click this next page. So they could go to page 2 and then see that next page. They could click next to see page 3. Click next to see page 4. They can also access each one of these pages through the left side. So just go ahead and click page 1, page 2, 3, and 4. So now every time they want to access this ebook, they could just go to their library. So let's say right here, let's say you purchased this book. You're going to go to your library And then all the products that you've purchased will show up right here. Also, you could open this in the app. If they have the app for this product, they could access it via the Apple Store or the Play Store and then access the ebook right there. And that's exactly what an ebook will look like when you host it on Gumroad. Now for the next example in the next video, I'm going to show you how to create, let's go to new products, how to create memberships. Okay, now in this example, we're going to create the membership. So we're going to select membership right here on the products. Let's give it a membership example. So now we'll give this a price, same price of $10. Oh, and one difference you can see right here, since this is a membership, this generally means you're a member for, a month-to-month member or year-to-year member. It gives you this option to check to select how often they have to pay for their membership. So is it a month membership, every 3 months, every 6 months, or every year? You also have one more option that says every 2 years just below that. So let's say every month they're going to have to pay a membership price of $10. Let's go to next, customize. Just like every other one, we're going to have to create a cover image, the title, the pricing, and the description. So let's say for this example, let's say it's going to be a community. Join the hiking community. You can join the California digital nomad community where we go on hiking trails at different national parks, deserts, and mountains every month. Now let's put a picture right here. You generally don't have to add any more images or videos. So actually we'll just go ahead and leave it very simple. We'll put right here, we'll say California digital nomad community. So this membership could be for anything. It could be for a community. It could be for a podcast of, you stream videos. It could be just for like coaching, month-to-month coaching, whatever you want this membership to be for. Okay, so now that we have the description and the title, we're going to go down here and leave the URL. That's our URL. We're going to add a cover image, computer files. Okay, so now we got our image for the cover or a cover image. The thumbnail, we'll go ahead and leave the thumbnail blank for now, but go ahead and add your square thumbnail. Now in the product information, let's say for this one, it's a community, you after purchase. Okay, so now they're gonna know what are they buying? They're getting access to the community after they make the purchase. On additional details, you could add more details if you like. So let's say for this community, we want to say we have weekly coffee hours talking about our recent trips. We host monthly hiking trips exclusively to community members. So now let's say that's all the details we want to add right there. On integrations, we're going to invite them to a community. Now, Gumroad does offer you the chance to invite them to your Gumroad community, or you can invite them to a Circle community or a Discord server. It doesn't necessarily have to be those three. There are many other platforms where you could host a community. For example, you could have Facebook groups. You could host a course or a community on Kajabi, or Circle or Mighty Networks. You could also host one on X. I think it's called X Communities. There's a bunch of different platforms. The one I currently use is School. So let's just say I'm not going to send them to any one of these three communities. Instead, I want to send them to School. I'm just going to go ahead and link that on the thank you page, which will be the next page. So now we got tiers. Let's say we just leave it at one tier. Premium hiking group. So now we're going to call it a premium hiking group. And that's what they're going to see here. Okay, so on the description, let's write a little description of what this is. Every month, exclusively for members, we will host a hiking trip inviting you to join us on a weekend, all expenses paid adventure. Honestly, for $10 a month, that's a steal. Let's just say your community, this is, let's say $4.99. It's $4.99 a month, but what they get is an all expense paid adventure once a month. They also get other exclusive stuff. So now, maximum number of active supporters. This is how many people you want to allow into your community. So let's say for this example, this community, let's say I only wanted to get as big as 50 people. So now I'm indicating right here that only 50 people can be on this list. So if at any time this community reaches 50 people, this will no longer be available to purchase. But as long as it's at below 50 people, active supporters, it'll continuously be available to purchase. So let's say we want to make it a maximum number of 50 active supporters. You could change that number if you like to much more, much less, or an infinite amount. Now the pricing, it says $4.99 a month, but let's say we want to offer another option. Let's say once every 6 months. That should be $3,000. Let's give it a discount of say $2,600. And if they decide to pay for 1 year, instead of paying $6,000, they could pay $5,000. So get $1,000 discount if they pay for the whole year up front. Now you got different pricing options. If you want to, you could also add the quarterly, every 2 years, or you could just leave it at one of these options, whichever one you want. You could also allow customers to pay what they want, apply price changes to existing customers. So this could be effective date for existing customers from this date forward. Obviously, this is a much future date. We'll send an email reminder to your active members stating the new price 7 days prior to their next scheduled payment. So what this means is, let's say you change the price in the future from $500 to $600 a month. It's going to send an email to all your pre-existing customers letting them know that, hey, there will be a price change. In fact, here's the email that you could customize. The current one says the price of your membership to California Digital Nomad, which is spelled wrong, community is changing on June 21st, 2026. You can modify or cancel your membership at any time. So this is a very general email that's going to be sent to all your pre-existing customers. This is great because now you don't actually have to figure out which one of your customers you have to email. You don't have to you won't surprise your pre-existing customers that there is a price change. You can let them know ahead of time. So let's say I wanted to change it at a different date. We'll say by February or January 1st, 2026, there will be a price change. And you're going to put all the details in this description box or this custom message letting all your pre-existing customers know that there will be a change in your membership price. So you could add tiers. You could offer a free trial to members, 1 week or 1 month. Currently, that's the only options you have available. You could give a 1 week free trial or a 1 month free trial. For this example, we'll turn that off. Now, new members will be emailed this product's last published post. So if you publish posts, all your new members will get that last published post. So this will be great for, like, let's say a newsletter where you publish a weekly newsletter. Whoever becomes a new member will get the previous newsletter. That way they at least have something to consume, to read, to view, whatever it is that you're providing. New members will also get access to all posts you have published. So if once they become members, you want them to access all your previous content, you'll toggle this on. Members will lose access when their membership ends. Yes. If they're no longer members, basically you're gonna remove access. It's up to you if you want to give them access continuously or not. You could automatically end memberships after a number of months. So let's say after 6 months, you want to automatically remove all members that are 6 months or longer. You could hide sold out versions, publicly show the number of members on your product page. Now people can see the total amount of members in your community. And the rest we'll leave it as it is. Now for the default payment frequency, we chose every month they're going to be charged. Or we could choose every 3 months, every 6 months, every year, every 2 years. Remember up here, we already gave them the option to either purchase monthly, purchase every 6 months, or purchase an annual price. Custom domain, we'll leave it as it is. And now let's say we're already complete with our product, our landing page. Go ahead and click save and continue. And once again, you're going to put all the information and details right here. So I said that I had a school community. I'm going to go ahead and put that link right here. Click the button below to access the community. Now we're going to put the button, access community, put the URL link, insert. And now that's an alternative to using either Circle, Discord, or Gumroad's communities. You don't have to use just those three. You can always link your other community right here on the thank you page. So we'll go ahead and save these changes. And now when they click this button, it should send them to this page right here. So this is a community I just created, the 1-person startup. And if they want to join, they could go ahead and join from right here. And it shows you it's powered by school. Honestly, if you're going to host courses or communities, I wouldn't suggest Gumroad for courses and communities. I would suggest something like School, Kajabi, Stand Store, Circle, and many other platforms. It's just going to be a much better experience for your customers. So for example, I just made a couple practice posts right here, and this is what your community members will see, either your community members or your students. So for example, this is the community tab. We got the classroom tab. These are different products that I offer right here. Then if they click inside of it, they can see all the lessons. It's so much easier to create lessons inside of School or other course-based platforms compared to Gumroad. But for right now, that's just to show you that we could link them to a community. This could also be a membership to, like, let's say a website for like fitness or nutrition or web designs or anything you want to sell a membership for. It could be for coaching or consultations. You just go ahead and add the links right here. If you want to decorate this page with, beautiful designs and a lot of markdown format, you could go ahead and design this thank you page to make it as beautiful as you want it to look. Once you're done, go ahead and click publish and continue. We'll preview the page. You always want to preview the page. So it says 50 left. For some reason, it doesn't show it entirely. $4.99 a month. They could subscribe. Currently, there's 0 members. You will get access to the community after purchase. We have weekly coffee hours talking about recent trips. We host monthly hiking trips exclusively to community members. So let's say they want to do every 6 months, it shows them the price. If they want to do annually, $5,000 a year. Let's just say monthly. We'll go to subscribe. And now it shows $4.99 monthly. That's what they're going to pay. Membership, quantity 1 tier, premium hiking group, and then the membership they're purchasing. All right, so now that everything's complete, now you could go ahead and click Save Changes, copy the product URL, and this will be the URL you share with your audience. That way, whenever somebody wants to join your community, this will be the link that you provide to them, which you should probably provide through either a blog post, a newsletter, or maybe the description on a YouTube video, or many other ways, as long as you share that link. So that is how you create a community. That is basically how you create a membership. And for this example, we created a community, and the membership is ideally going to be something where you charge on, an ongoing basis. That's it for memberships. That's how easy it was. Save changes. And now for this next section, we'll go ahead and work on bundles. Okay, so now let's create a bundle. We're going to select bundle. We're going to name this product bundle example. We're going to give it a price, same price, just to keep it all very simple. We're going to customize this, same thing, the cover image, the title, and the description. So we'll say the hikers bundle package. Go ahead and make that larger. And then I'll go ahead and tell them what they're going to get. We'll get hiking guide, birding guide, community access. So now we're letting them know that they're getting the guide for hiking, a guide for birding, and then access to the community. So now they know what they're going to get. Let's go ahead and put a cover image. We're going to go put another general image. For some reason, they put the thumbnail first, but we're going to upload an image up here. There you go. So the house, this is actually a picture I took in Sequoia, and this will be the cover image. It's just an example for now. So we'll say I buy this summary, you will get 3 products in one, all listed in the description. You could add additional details. For the settings, we'll leave the settings as they are. Okay, so now that everything's done, we're going to save and continue. And now you see the difference is instead of filling in details for this thank you page, they're actually going to ask you to select the products that are going to go in this bundle. All the products are going to be based on the products that you've created. So let's say we're going to give them the birding book, the hiking book, or it's a course, and the Joshua Tree hiking guide. So these are the 3 products. One of them was supposed to be a community, but we're giving them all 3. We're going to save these changes. And now when they preview it, these are the 3 products they're getting, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to go ahead and click publish and continue. And now you can see you see the 3 products that are bundled on this one product. Your product bundle is ready. Would you like to send an email about this offer to existing customers? You could send it to customers who have purchased at least 1 product in the bundle. That way, if they bought at least 1 of these products, you can send an email to the people that have one to get the whole bundle. Obviously, they have the choice to choose whether they want it or not. Or you could send it to all your customers. Whether they bought one of these products or not, you could send this email to all your customers, letting them know that you created a bundle. Most likely it's going to be a discounted price versus buying each one of them individually. So let's just leave it as it is. Profile unnamed, Gumroad Discover. So now what we want to do is save changes and preview what this landing page looks like. We got our cover image, the title of the product, and generally these would be the thumbnails for each of those products. But since I didn't put thumbnails, it's just showing general pictures, just some of the custom ones that Gumroad has. And they could see which one of the products are here. So $10 for the hiking course example, $10 for the Joshua Tree hiking guide, and then a free Joshua Tree birding ebook. So generally this would be $20, but they're gonna get it for $10. So it reflects the full price is $20, the discounted bundled price is $10. Now they could choose to buy this. And it shows right here, hiking bundle package. This bundle contains 1, 2, and 3 different products. So now that that's complete, that is how you create a bundled package. In order to create a bundled package, you already have to have other products in your products page. So since we already had a handful of products, we created a bundle package of 3 of those products bundled together. All right, now for the next one, we're going to move into services. So for this new product, under services, we're going to go to commission, and we're going to create a commission type of product or a service. So service, actually we'll call it commission example. And we'll say $10 once again. Customize. So now let's do this a little bit quicker. We're going to leave commission example, 1 guided hiking trip up any mountain per month. Actually, it's not per month. It's just going to be 1. So get 1 guided hiking trip up any mountain. We're going to upload 1 image. So we're going to add the cover photo. We're going to add a different image. Let's say we'll go with this one right here. So now we're going to get our cover image, commission example. Let's see, guided mountain hiking trip. So you're going to get a guided mountain hiking trip. So I'm going to be their guide up a mountain for 1 time. Now the thing about this one, we're going to skip the thumbnail. There's a call to action, the summary. You will get 1 guided trip for any mountain you choose. So we're going to skip the integrations. We don't need to invite them into a community. There's the pricing. Now commission products use a 50% deposit upfront, 50% upon completion payment split. Okay. So now people will pay, let's say this was a $100, let's say this was a $1,000 trip. They would have to pay 50% deposit upfront, and then at the end, upon completion, they pay the rest of that 1,000. So 500 upfront before the actual date of the trip, and then the other $500 once the trip is over. We'll skip the versions. We'll skip the settings. They're all the same settings. We do not need a custom domain. We'll go to the top, click save and continue. And now right here, we'll just go, like for this example, it's going to be a guided mountain hiking trip. So thank you for your purchase. Obviously, I would write something much more, professional than this, but this is a basic example of just telling them that they're going to pay upfront 50%, and that's a thank you, and the other 50% will be upon completion of the hike. Now, if I want to give them any downloads, let's say some guides to prepare them, the type of, gear they should have, like backpacks, shades, hats, boots, trekking poles, and stuff like that, I would give them a guide to prepare them for that day. Now, depending on what your niche or topic is, it would be, something similar is give them instructions or guides or inform them about what they should expect, what they need to prepare, or steps they should follow, whatever it might be according to your niche. You could let them know right here. So now go ahead and click Save Changes, Publish and Continue. And now we got a new product. This is going to be a commission-based product. So let's go to preview this to see what the customer will see. The customer sees the price, the call to action, the cover, the title, and the description. Let's say they are interested in this product. Right here it tells them secure your order with a 50% deposit today. The remaining balance will be charged upon completion. Alright, so if they like what they see and they're willing to go with their price, I want this, and now it's right there. Remove that one. So it shows the quantity is 1, the price is 1,000, subtotal, the total, payment today is 500, payment after completion is 500. So we'll go ahead and click Save Changes, go back to products, and that's it for memberships. Really easy. I mean, it's going by a lot faster because I'm obviously not putting that much time into the descriptions and images and the details, but the first few examples should already give you, a good idea of how you could design these landing pages. The next product, we're going to do a call. So like this is going to be good for coaching calls and consultations, but you're going to have to set times and schedules. So let's go ahead and do a coaching call. Go to call, and let's give it a price again, just $10. We can always change that later. Coaching call, get a one-on-one call with me over Zoom. We'll upload another image, just a random one, the thumbnail, the call to action, the summary. What we really want to see now, got your pricing, is the durations right here. Create one or more call durations for customers to choose from. So the customers can choose to get, say, a 30-minute call. Get a 30-minute Zoom call. Additional amount. Let's say it's $10. You want to make this an extra, I don't know. This one's going to be $10. Now let's say you get one for 60 minutes. The additional amount will be, say, since it's $10, we're going to double it, $20. Maximum number of purchases. So you could set the maximum number of purchases one customer can get. So if you want a customer to only get, say, 3 calls, then set that at 3 calls right there. So now we got our durations. Now they know how much time they want to purchase, or how much of your time they want to purchase, either a 30-minute call or a 60-minute call. The next thing would be to schedule a specific date and time. So now this is where we do available hours. Add day of availability. So adjust your availability to reflect specific dates and times. So let's say for this date, at this time, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., you are available. Let's say you want to add another date of availability for the same time, from 5 p.m. or from the same date, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Now you want to add another date. Let's say, it automatically adjusted to the next day, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th. So let's say you're available for all these days. They can also choose a time between these times, between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Another one from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then for all the following days, you're only available from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Let's say on the third, this particular day, you're only available until 2 p.m. Then you'll go ahead and adjust it. Let's say you had a time gap. You can't do between 2 and 5, but you could do from 5 to 6. Now you got an availability from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. You have a time gap for 3 hours for, say, lunch or family or your fitness, whatever it might be. You just have a time gap where you're not going to be available. But you will be available from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Now you indicate that. And after you set your schedule of availability, notice period, how early do you want to be noticed in order to approve this call, this coaching call? Do they have to schedule 3 hours in advance? Or do they have to schedule at least 3 minutes in advance? Or 3 days in advance? It could actually be 1 day in advance, 1 hour in advance, or 1 minute in advance. It's totally up to you how much notification time you need. Personally, I think the best one, the most ideal one, would be at least 12 hours in advance. Another common one would be 24 hours or 1 day. You want a notification within 1 day of the time they scheduled. So they can't schedule anything earlier than 1 day out. They're going to have to schedule something that is 1 day out or longer. And that's what this means right here, call limitations. On the daily limit, this says maximum calls allowed per day. So let's say you get 2 calls. Once you get 2 calls, Gumroad will not show that you're available for that same day anymore because you've already met the maximum amount of calls for that day. So let's say Tuesday. Tuesday, you already have 2 calls. Gumroad will show your other available dates, but it won't show Tuesday anymore because it's already filled with the daily limit of 2. Unless you want to increase or decrease that daily limit. So let's say 3. Or maybe you want to go to only 1 per day. It's totally up to you. Now you got settings. You could hide sold out versions, publicly show number of sales. We'll leave the settings as they are, custom domain as it is. Go to the top and click save and continue. Put any information that you want to put right here on the thank you page. And you can see right here that you have 2 options. You could do, let's see, 30. And then you got a different one, 60 minute. 60. So you got 2 different pages. So if they bought the 30 minutes, it could be one description. If you do if they purchase the 60 minutes, it could be a totally different description. And if you want them to be the same, just use the same content for all versions. We'll go ahead and click Save Changes, Publish and Continue. And now this is what they'll see. Actually, let's just enlarge this. Let's go to the preview. So let's say somebody wants to schedule a 30-minute call. They're going to choose the date. Let's say 4, 5, and 6. These are the only dates you are available. They can't choose any other dates because you didn't show that you're available for any extra days. So let's say they want to schedule you for Saturday on the 6th. And they could also choose a time by 30-minute increments. So let's say they want to schedule you from 9 to 9:30. Or maybe want to schedule you from 9:30 to 10. They could choose whatever time according to the time you made yourself available. They could also schedule by 60 minutes. So from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. or from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So let's say they scheduled you at 11 a.m. I want this. We'll remove that one. So now they're going to get a 1 coaching call for 60 minutes on this date at this time. And if they purchase it, They will be sent an email to let them know how long the duration is, what date the coaching call is for, and then the time. So that's it for coaching calls. That's it for, let's go back. So we went to new product. So the main point of calls was to schedule a call with you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a video call. It could be a phone call. It could be a chat. So it could be over a chat over one of the social media platforms, maybe text messages or something like Slack or some other program like that, like Slack or Discord or anything where you could just communicate with the customer. All right, now for the final example, we're gonna look at coffee, and this is basically one of those apps where it says "Buy me a coffee." It's kind of like a way for people to support your, say, your content or your work, whatever it might be. So we'll say "Buy me a coffee." We'll also put an amount of, say, $5. Next, customize, and we're gonna, right here it says "Buy me a coffee body to support my work. You can buy me a coffee so I can continue creating content like this to further help the community. Thanks. There we go. So now we got a little body. What they're gonna see is "Buy me a coffee." I wrote that wrong. So "Buy me a coffee." And now you got a description of what you want to tell your customers or your supporters actually. Here's the URL for that "Buy me a coffee" link. Here's the pricing. You can add additional amounts. So like, let's say we want to make one for $1, one for $10, and that's it. You could only do up to 3. A $1, $5, and $10. And now people have that opportunity to support your work. Honestly, this is a great way as a substitute to subscriptions because a lot of people are kind of fed up and tired with subscriptions and paying monthly payments, but they do want to support. They love your content and they want to somehow support you. So whenever they can or whenever they want, they could support you in these increments of $1, $5, or $10. I think I said $1 when I meant $1. So they could support you in increments of 1, 5, or 10. So now let's say we have those increments. Donate, we're going to say support. That kind of falls more in line with what we're requesting if people will be willing to support your work. So now that that's complete, let's go ahead and hit save changes, publish and continue. And now let's take a little, or let's look at the preview for this. So when people come to this link, it says "Buy me a coffee." To support my work, you can buy me a coffee so I can continue creating content like this to further help the community. Thanks. Either $1, $5, 10, or other. They could give you a lot more if they wanted to. So let's say 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1,000,000. Let's see if it lets you do 1,000,000. Yeah. People could support up to 1,000,000. I think even more. It's just totally up to the customer what they want to support you with. So let's go to 5. Support you with $5. Remove that one, remove that one. So now they want to support you by buying you a coffee, and they're going to give you $5 to support. So this is called coffee. It's a little service of coffee. It's a very popular offer where you can ask or request that people support your work, and people are willing to buy you a coffee, the price of a cup of coffee. And that's how you create each one of these products, each one of these services, and that's how you're going to make money on Gumroad. You're going to create one of these products or services, create the whole product over here. So we created all these products, and now I can offer all these products and the services to all of my customers or to my audience, so they could become customers. And as I start making sales, it'll start populating right here with all the sales that I made. And then on analytics, you can see all the sales that you made over time. the total sales, how many views on your website, the total revenue. Obviously, this is a new account, so I have nothing to show other than a little bit of data. So all these views are me. But over time, you'll start seeing this data reflect how many people visit your website, how many people have purchased your products. And then on sales, you could see which one, you could see, you could filter the data based on a specific product. That way you could see a list of all your customers, the dates you sold your products, the amount of revenue, and a few other details. Yeah, so that's it. That's all you got to do is create products, create services, and people could find it on your website, or you could link directly to one of those products or one of those services. You could link those in your newsletters, in your blog posts, YouTube descriptions. You could link it in social media posts, like say a Twitter post, an Instagram or TikTok post. I think the TikTok one, maybe not. I'm not sure about that one, but most social media platforms will let you apply the link, and that way people could find what you're offering, click into it, see your landing page, and purchase it. If they decide they want it, purchase it. It's that simple.